Boom, boom! What's up, fellow drivers and anybody wanting to learn? Welcome back to the channel. I am Jose, aka Driver Man. Rideshare and delivery driver here in the LA metro area, going on 5 years now. On this channel we talk about news and tips and other useful information for rideshare and delivery drivers. Let's get into the video. So, what's going on is tonight Grubhub did a little prematurely. I think there might have been possibly some misinformation out there. So what's going on is there's riots in LA, the first big major riots in LA since 1992. So I wasn't even here in 1992. I was a wee little boy up in Portland, Oregon, in grade school, not here. So I've been here 10 years, and so I've never seen anything like this. This is insane. But anyhow, due to these riots, which were peaceful protests that turned into violence against the police, like cop cars and fire and stuff like that. I'll show you some footage in a little while, so stay tuned. I've got some footage for you. Yeah, there's been some craziness going on. People, burning down buildings, people looting malls, breaking into places, just stealing stuff. Like expensive computers from a Mac store, trashing restaurants. Yeah, all because of, that that black man, George Floyd, who was killed by that police officer for kneeling on his neck unnecessarily. So, yeah, there's a lot of that going on in the country, but there was some seriousness of that going on, so the mayor called for a curfew beginning at 8 p.m. Saturday night to go until Sunday morning. And so with that curfew, they're trying to get everybody to go home. And so what Grubhub did is around 9:30, I was wrapping up with a delivery, and they sent me a little notification. Hey, just so you know, we have logged you off due to the curfew in LA. Restaurants are closed, so we will not be sending you any more new orders. We're pausing new orders. But the funny thing is, not everybody was closed. That's the thing. And part of the reason, I think, is because in the beginning, it was just supposed to be like downtown LA. Just downtown LA was supposed to be closed, not, the whole city. And then eventually, Mayor Garcetti spread it out to like the whole city, and like the neighboring cities ended up following suit, like Culver City, Santa Monica, Beverly Hills, West Hollywood, Pasadena. All of those cities end up like following suit and say, okay, we're all doing curfew too. And so once it was more like, widespread, okay. But I think it was a little bit, maybe not enough notice for everybody else, because there were like at least half of the restaurants still going. Only Grubhub seemed to be the one that was thinking, oh, the restaurants are closed. But really, they weren't. Most of them were actually still open, so they could have kept going and sending, new offers to us, and we could have kept delivering. How do I know this? Because Doordash was still going. Why? Because I was multi-apping. Yep, that's right. So I'm, getting Doordash offers, and Doordash didn't say anything to me like, oh, hey, we're, shutting down because, restaurants are closed, and, you're, because of the curfew. Because, yeah, not strong enough of a curfew, because I got an order after I got logged off from Grubhub. I'll show you the little notification that they sent me here. Just bear with me. I'll show you the one that they sent me at 9:34 tonight. Here it is. But yeah, your switch to unavailable at 9:30. Because your market closed at 8:29 p.m. You can go available when your market opens at 6 a.m. I knew that they were still open, so what did I do? I just flipped myself back online. I didn't get any orders, though, for half an hour. I was still doing Doordash, but then at 10:04, they sent me another one. They logged me off again, literally like 30 minutes afterwards. Here is the one at 10:04. You've been switched to unavailable. Your attendance won't be affected. So, okay, so I left it offline, but then after a while, I'm getting the text message from Grubhub. Hi, Grubhub here. Remember to toggle available for your block or you will be rescheduled. So there's some, miscommunication there, because the notifications were saying, okay, you're fine, but then my text messages were saying, hey, you need to get online. You need to get online. And then eventually they sent me something like, oh, since we haven't been able to reach you for a while, we've changed your delivery status to not taking orders. And then they dropped my block for me. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not freaking Premier or Pro status anyway. But anyways, it's just funny that there's that lack of communication. And hopefully it doesn't mess up for those who are on Pro or Premier. For those who that's important to, hopefully that doesn't, screw it up. Supposedly it won't. They said it won't be affected. But anyhow, yeah, I was still getting Doordash offers. Here was like my latest one at 10. I was picking one up. And since I had gotten that notification from Grubhub, I was like, oh crap, are they really closed now? So I tried calling them like a few times and nobody picked up. And so like, I was really close to it. So I was like, oh screw it, I'm just going to go over there. So then I just drove over there, and yeah, lo and behold, the restaurant was open. The door's open. I walk in, hey, I'm here for this order. Okay, one moment. And, magically there's your order. I go and I pick it up, and while I'm picking up that order, DoorDash sends me another one that's en route, and I was like, oh sweet, for an extra, I think it was like an extra $7, but it was on the way in the direction that I was going anyway. So I was like, screw it, I'll pick it up, and it's in the direction of going home too. So might as well. I'll just knock these two as my last ones. So then I stop at the sushi place. Sushi place is open. Across the street from it, Doghouse, this like really popular hot dog and burger restaurant is there, and not only open, but they've got people sitting inside. There was like dine-in customers inside. I took a little footage of it on my Instagram story, if you want to check out my Instagram story. But yeah, they were sitting inside, open and seated. The first time I've seen that in like 2.5 months, because supposedly that's okay now, but most restaurants were still, because I guess they're still worried about it, and they want to make sure that they have it set up right. And not a lot of, like, I was reading about the barber shop saying, oh, we usually have 8 chairs, but we're going to go down to 4 so that we have space. We're going to prepare. We bought masks. We're going to get ready. So I think restaurants need to get more ready, even though they've already, announced that it's okay. So that's going to take a little bit of time. But anyways, I just thought that was kind of funny. Let me show you some news from the local station here in LA.
And that's Chief Moore confronting someone who is sitting here defying those orders and telling them, we will arrest you and you will be arrested if you continue to come through this area. Remarkable that Chief Moore has been here all through the day, and not just behind the lines. He has been in the front of the line. Earlier tonight, I saw him talking to a number of protesters, and again, the comment that he made was, if you stay out here, there's very little I can do to protect you. It becomes harder and harder to protect you. And now the officers are moving in. Officers are moving in. More foam bullets are being shot. More foam bullets are being shot. So they're, as we said, and they're telling them, go home, go home, go home.
Bob, you mentioned how remarkable it is to see the chief of police out there with his officers talking directly to protesters or people out on the streets. We saw him earlier today as well. We saw him also, I believe it was yesterday, in the downtown area, out there physically talking to people. He was speaking very calmly to these protesters at one point, and the protesters were even saying, we have a right to be here, we have a right to protest. And he said, yes, you do have a right to protest, but if bottles and rocks are thrown, there's very little, it makes it harder for us to protect you, and it's a very dangerous situation for you and my officers.
Yeah, rubber bullets, pepper bombs, stuff like that. Even the chief of police is out there. It's a shit show out there, guys. Wow. But I still made money. I still did good. This is what I made on Grubhub. and this is what I did on Doordash. I did altogether, yeah, I made like like $170 in 5.5 hours in a a relatively not so violent area, because that stuff isn't really happening up here where I live in the valley in North Hollywood. Is North Hollywood and Studio City. Burbank is like my main area. North Hollywood, it's about 15-20 minutes if there's some traffic from like Hollywood. So I'm like 15 minutes away from that. But it's far enough away that it's not like the main like center of that. So I'm far enough away that they're not having the National Guard probably come up here. They're going to be there in those areas, off of like Fairfax Avenue and Melrose Avenue, between like in between La Cienega and La Brea, and then Melrose down to 6th Street. So in like a big square in the LA like Hollywood-ish area, actually a little more west of Hollywood. But yeah, in that area, in the main, city part of LA, they're gonna have the National Guards. They're gonna have these big like armored trucks and stuff like that to help out with like assault rifles, stuff like that. Hopefully, just to intimidate people, not actually shoot people. To calm things down. Which is funny because the mayor at first earlier on Saturday was like, "Oh no, we don't need no stinking National Guard. This isn't 1992." And then like a few hours later, Gavin Newsom, Mr. Newsom, can you get the National Guard in here? Okay. And so, the National Guard is, supposedly here now. They're supposed to be here on Sunday night, late Saturday night, technically Sunday midnight. So they're going to be there. They're not going to be up here in the valley in my area. At least I don't think so, because there's really not a lot of that going on. There's none of that here. There's no like riots, clashes and unrest up here. That's 15 minutes south of here. So there shouldn't be any of that up here. But yeah, that's not too far away from here, and that's what's going on, and it does impact what I do. Anyhow, yeah, guys, stay safe wherever you are, whatever city that you're in. Stay tuned. It's nuts. All right. Have a good one. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I do videos every week. And give this video a like if you liked it. Take care. Boom.